Disclaimer: all the character incidents are fictional, everything is imaginary in this FF, so don't compare with your own life. It's just based on imagination, not on reality, guys. The rain outside was heavy, hitting the roof like it wanted to break in. You sat on your bed, hugging your knees. Your phone was beside you, screen still black. No one loves me. Seriously, not even a single message. It was your birthday. You told your brother earlier to come at your place tonight. Yeah, yeah, I'll come. Yeah, right. You glanced at your clock. 9:45 p.m. But not even a single notification. Not even a single fake happy birthday from anyone. Perfect. Just perfect. You grabbed the pillow and smacked it once in frustration. Happy birthday to me. With a deep sigh, you got up and walked towards the window, just to have something to do. You pulled the curtain and stopped. There was he, Jungkook, your enemy, the guy who lived across the street, standing in the rain like some tragic movie hero, except, he was more of a villain in your story. What is he even doing here? Did something happen? And then it happened. His front door swung open. His mother stepped out, looking furious. Without a word, she threw a bag of clothes right on his wet street and slammed the door shut. You jarred up, and then you almost laughed out loud. Oh my god, she really just kicked him out. You lean a little closer to the window and bring back a grin. He totally deserved it. And then his eyes moved straight up, straight to your window. Your breath caught, your heart gave an unexpected little skip. You quickly turned away, pressing your back against the wall. Why did he look at me like that? You peeked at the curtains, feeling like a little creep up on your neck, then slowly, smirk craved on your lips. You know what? Why not? If he can tease me in my class all day, I can do it tonight. You leaned to the window frame again, ready to make your move. You rested your elbow on the window and a playful smirk tugged on your lips. Having fun in rain, neighbor? Jungkook didn't even look up at you at first. He just kicked that wet bag on the tape of his shoe. What do you want? No, nothing. Just admiring the view. Though it's a little sad that great Jungkook kicked out by his own mother, he finally looked up at you. Droplets of the rain sliding down his hair and jaw. His eyes narrowed. You think this is funny? A little. Actually, a lot. He rolled his eyes and sat down, completely ignoring you. He just made you lean further out of the window. Should I bring you a towel? Or are you enjoying your little pity party? You are. I hate you. You chuckled. The rain kept falling. He tried to act annoyed, but you just caught that twisted at the corner of his mouth more than once. There was something electric in the way he looked at you, like every word you said both irritated and intrigued him. Eventually, after what felt like forever, he inhaled sharply and made your gaze head on. Let me stay at your place for tonight. Your milk faltered for a second, and the way he said was not just casual. There was a weight behind it, a softness. You were not used to it from him, and it made your chest tighten unexpectedly. And you quickly masked it with a scoff. In your dreams. And before he could reply, you stepped away from the window and rushed back to your room. You threw yourself on the bed. Your heartbeat was faster than it should. Why did you look at me like that? Your phone buzzed with a message. Please, just for tonight. You stare at a screen, biting your lips against your better judgment. You grab an umbrella and head it outside. He looked up at you in a moment. You appeared beside him. Why did you come if you didn't want me to? You hesitate and then you sign. Because I'm not completely heartless. He tilted his head, eyes locked with yours like he was searching for something. The steady gaze made your pulses skip. It is different now. Less sharp, more open, like there was something he was not saying. You can stay at my place tonight. The corner of his mouth curved, not in his usual smirky way, but something warm. Why my heart is pounding. The, the rain was still pouring when you both stepped inside your house. You shook that umbrella and leaned it by the door while Jungkook casually took off his wet shoes. Like he owned the place. Don't get too comfortable. I can kick you out too, you know. He paused in midair and slowly turning his head with a smirk. Try, babe. Your eyes widened. Babe, you? What? You offer me shelter. That's practically like a marriage where I'm from. You grab the cushion from the couch and throw it on him, and he caught it so easily while laughing. Don't make me regret it already. Too late. He walked past you into the living room, dripping slightly on the floor. You followed with your arms crossing and glaring at him. You are wet. Thanks for noticing. I mean the floor. Still thanks for noticing. You rolled your eyes and grabbed the towel from the hallway and tossing it on his face. Dry off before I throw you out into the rain. You wouldn't. You stepped closer, pointing a finger on his chest. Don't test me. That's when you realize how close you actually were. Close enough to see the fainted droplets of his eyelashes, close enough to hear his breath, and slowly as his gaze dripped to your lips, the air between you felt changed for a second too long. You stepped back and pretending to be busy yourself with the straight that caught cushions. I'll get you some dry clothes. Sure, babe. A few minutes later, you returned from your room with an old hoodie and a pair of loose sweatpants, tossing them into his lap. Here, they're clean. Don't get ideas. You're letting me wear this? What's wrong with it? Smell like you. And, and, and I'm definitely keeping it. You rolled your eyes and turned away. Just go and change. Bathroom down in the hall. What if I change here? You showed him a glare and he laughed. Relax, princess. I'm just kidding. As he walked away, you couldn't help but glance at the clock. It was 11:50. Odd enough. He had checked it again right before disappearing into the bathroom. When he came back, the hoodie was a little big on him, but the sweatpants, not so much. Guess they are a bit tight, huh? Or maybe you just like looking? Excuse me? You grab a cushion and swing it at him, but he caught it in midair, pulling you towards just enough. You almost forgot about it was your birthday. The clock was almost at midnight, but you had give up on the idea of celebrating hours ago. With the sign, you wander into the kitchen, mumbling to yourself as you open the fridge at night, late night snacks. Why did I even let him come inside? He's already too hard to handle. You grab a glass of water and shaking your head. And why he's so handsome? Am I trolling over my enemy? You stop it, Ryan. Get a grip. You took a sip and started walking back towards the living room. But your feet frozen. As you went into the living room, Jungkook was standing there right in the front of the couch holding a small cake in his hands. Happy birthday. How do you know? You did his head. How could I forget your birthday? Your chest tightened just a little. Ever since childhood, he had been there, even with all the fights, all the teasing. He was the only one who never missed it. I know how to make your birthday special always. You're so. Why you are like this? He chuckled. You tried to look away, but the way he was watching you made your heart skip a beat in the dangerous way again. The rain outside was still falling, but the movement and the sound you really noticed was that fainted flickers of the candles between you. You stared at the cake for another second before slowly walking towards him. Well, did you actually buy this? Nope, I made it. You bake? Excuse me, I can do anything, including getting kicking out of your house. He gave you a more glare at you and took the cake from his hands and placing it on the coffee table. He followed and sat across from you, grabbing the knife. Do I get the first slice? It's my birthday. Obviously no. He laughed. You both ended up leaning forward to the cake at the same time, accidentally brushing your hands. You quickly pulled your back, muttering under your breath, "Get it together." What was that? Nothing. Cut the cake. Your house had only one room, which means only one bed. Now both of you were laying under the same blanket. You rolled over to face him, your head resting lightly on the pillow. So, why did your mother kick you out of the house? Jungkook didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached for something on the nightstand, and before you could ask, he took your wrist gently and slid a thin silver bracelet onto it. Your eyes widened. What? It's your birthday gift. You stared at bracelet and then you quickly looked at him. Wait, don't change the subject. Why did your mother kick you out? She didn't. Huh? It was just a plan. I told her to do that because I wanted to stay at your place to celebrate your birthday. Your jaw dropped. What? It's your birthday, yaar. You narrowed your eyes. Jungkook, what if I told you I wanted to celebrate your birthday? You could never let me in. So I thought I'll make something happen. You stare at him in disbelief. You're insane. And yet, you let me stay. Just don't get used to this. A moment passed before you could turn. You felt his lips brushing on your cheeks in a quick, teasing kiss. Did you just? Good night, birthday girl. Your cheeks turned red, your heart beat faster. Good night. You didn't know when you actually wrapped your arm around him and fell asleep, placing your head on his chest. Good night.